Where did that come from? Well, I was certain it was my smoke alarm batteries going dead, but after some investigation, it's not. It's my propane alarm. And if you watch these flashing, you see 2 red, 2 green. 2 red, 2 green. And then this propane detector, I don't know if we can read this on the screen, but it does have some codes for flashing, and 2 red, 2 green mean end of life. So the thing's dead, it's past its prime, it's aged out, whatever you want to call it, so it's time to replace it. Alright, so to replace it, whoa, there goes beeps again. So to replace it, it's pretty simple. This thing just kind of lifts off of the mount, and I'm going to have to clip some wires. Pull these out a little bit better, but I'm going to have to clip some wires, and then I've got the replacement goes on. Of course, it's a little different design. It's not going to fit the bracket, but we'll easy enough to make that work. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, what are we replacing with? Funimo, I guess is what it's called. Not sure about any brands for these things, but I searched Amazon high and low, and they run anywhere from 20 bucks to 50 bucks. This one was about 30 bucks, but it has the best reviews on Amazon by far. So that's what I ordered. Little quick unboxing. It's got some wire nuts and some mounting screws. Here is the detector. Comes out in a little plastic bag, and then it's got some instructions, and this is a mounting plate. It's got some 3M sticky, I guess you could stick it on, or this sticky, I don't know if we can see in here, but there is actually, yeah, there we go. It's got some screw mounts. I'm going to screw it on, so may or may not use the sticky, but that's what you get. So let's move on to install it. Alright, before I install this thing, I'm going to have a little test. So I just got my DIY power station, and I've got an adapter. I use this for a charger, but it's a couple clips I can clip to the wires and plug it into my power station and see if this thing powers up. So set this thing down and plug it in, see what happens. Alright, when it powers up, it says those 2 bars will flash for 60 seconds while it calibrates, I guess, or loads up. So we'll let it do that. I won't make you watch the whole thing, but while it's doing that, it says remove me. There's a little plastic cover like lots of things come with. I guess it blocks the sensors and whatnot, so we'll pull that up while it initializes. Alright, initialized, and this thing looks kind of weird on the screen, but it has 0.0, so it is doing what it's supposed to be doing so far. The screen on the tester is just unreadable. It looks like 8.8 to me on the screen, but in real life it says 0.0. So you have to kind of take my word for it a little bit, I guess, but I'm going to test the function. So I've got a lighter, and I'm going to see if I can get this thing to let some gas off without actually lighting, and see what happens. So oops, I lit it. I didn't want to do that. Ooh, but it spiked up to 3.8, 5.0, 4.8. So it is, I can't get it, I can't hold this, the gas on this lighter long enough to There it goes, spikes up to 4.5, 4.8, 4.3. So it's reading. I'm not getting it to set the alarm off. I got it. The wind's blowing pretty hard. I got it to set the alarm off a minute ago, but in any event, you can't see it on screen, so it's not that exciting. But it did work. All right, now so to wire it up. So we need to. I'm gonna just cut these wires that are on this old one and recrimp to them. Even if you turn your battery disconnect off, this thing is still going to be powered. That's by design, so it's always got a safety feature, and that's also why people kill their batteries when they park for 3 months at a time, even though they turn off their disconnect, because several things like this are still powered. So I'm going to work on it powered. If that scares you, you got to disconnect the battery. You have to unhook the battery completely. But my battery is way down inside there, a little bit hard to get to, so I want to work on it powered. To do that, I'm going to cut them one at a time. You don't want to cut them both together if they're powered, because you'll make a connection for a moment. So got both those. We don't want those falling back in there for sure. And then these screws that are holding this old piece on, those are those Roberts head screws. There's some kind of bad cross between a square bit, which I've got here, and a Phillips. So the square bit fits, so I'm gonna get these screws out. All right, screws out, plates off. All right, you can see I stuck just a little piece of tape right here to keep that thing from sliding back in the hole. And now let's see if I can strip some wires on camera or not. Okay, wires are stripped. I put a little piece of tape on the negative just so they don't touch. All right, screws in. Next thing I'm going to do is connect the wires. So I got the red wire still exposed, and I'm going to twist them together. And I'm going to use the wire nuts that come with it. Probably not the best idea in a mobile application, I don't know, but it's such a low amperage connection, it's not gonna matter. So, and that wire nut is good and snug. So twist it on, pull the tape I put on there off. Ooh, yep, there we go. I got connection. I heard it beep. All right, and twist up my black wires. And wire nut. Probably lose that wire. Alright, that's in there good and snug. The meter is flashing bars, which is what we decided it was supposed to do a minute ago when we tested it. So I'm going to sneak those back into the hole. And hanging on. And success, it's in. So mounted right where the old one goes. I like this one. It gives me a reading instead of just depending upon an alarm to go off that you're not sure what's happening. So that's kind of neat. So I'll put a link in the description for this propane sensor. An easy install, right back where the old one was, like it never happened. Only now I can take a nap with no beeping. So like and subscribe. Lots of good RV and kayak videos on the channel. If we don't see you in the campground, we'll see you on the next video.